So let's start the practice by sitting up tall, bringing the head, neck, and trunk into a long line, allowing yourself to settle into this moment, to settle into this breath, to be here fully present, to release your attachment to thoughts and emotions, at least for this time being. To take all of the energy that you give to the thoughts and the emotions and to ground it in the physical body. Let's take a few more deep breaths, perhaps setting an intention for your practice. Let's start by bringing the left arm to the ground, hand or arm, stretching that right arm up and overhead. Coming into a lateral stretch, breathing through the side body. Extending, reaching, easing that right hip to the ground. Looking wherever's comfortable. Using the inhale to rise up, take the right hand behind you. Maybe see if you can wrap it around the back, maybe grabbing the right foot or the left thigh. Left hand to the right knee and twist. Coming into a deeper twist than usual, having that option to hold the foot or the leg really allows for a deeper stretch in the shoulder blades. You might not reach it, but just know that's the direction you want to go for. And turning back to center, let's take the right arm or hand to the ground, stretching the left arm up to the sky. Coming to the lateral stretch in the other direction. And breathe. And coming up, adjust your feet so your left foot is on top of the right thigh. Take the left arm around, maybe grabbing the left foot, the right thigh, twisting to the left now. And breathe. And turning back to center. Let's shake the legs out, climbing up onto the hands and knees, bringing wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Exhale, round the back in the cat tilt. Inhale, lift the hips and unravel into the dog tilt. Moving back and forth with the breath, stretching open the spine, getting some movement through the back body. Deep breaths. And let's extend the right leg and the left arm. Coming to a neutral spine, draw the core in. Reaching, breathing, feeling the ground beneath you without grasping it. It's not going anywhere. Let's see if we can take the left hand back to the right foot and lift up, stretching into the hip. Try to keep the hips level and breathe. Extending the right leg and left arm back out. Let's bring the knee and hand to the ground. Coming to the other side, left leg and right arm out. Extend, press through that left heel, draw the navel in. And let's grab the left foot with the right hand and lift it up. Breathing. Extending it back out nice and long. And releasing it back to the ground. Let's sink back into child's pose for a few breaths, stretching into the hips, stretching out the low back. We're going to be preparing for a peak pose of Natarajasana. And so there's going to be a lot of flow, a lot of stretching into the quad, a lot of ease for the low back. These back bends can be very challenging for the low back. The way your pelvis is here, this tucked under pelvis is what we need for those back bends. Let's come up to downward facing dog. Find your way up, start to pedal and feel into the feet and the legs and the torso. Nice deep breaths. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, hamsa, knees, chest, chin. Unraveling to cobra, tuck the tailbone under, relax the shoulders back, long through the spine. Exhaling it back, downward facing dog. Let's bring feet to hands and hang out over your legs. Let's take the hands back to Yoga Mudra, interlace your fingers up. If you like, you can use a strap to hold between the hands. Opening into those shoulders, which is a huge part of Natarajasana, keeping the heart open. Here in Uttanasana, you can give a bend to the knees if you'd like to go a little deeper or have more support. Releasing the arms down. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hooking the thumbs, inhale, reach up and arch back. Exhale, diving forward. Bending knees, take the right leg back, right knee down. Hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back. Lift through the heart. Hands to the ground, send yourself back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, bend the right knee, open the hip. Step the right foot forward, left knee down. Hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back, lift through the heart. Engage the belly in, bring the hands to the ground, step the back foot forward, Uttanasana. Take the hands back to Yoga Mudra again. Reach your fist up and over rather than just over, so your shoulders pull out of your ears. Releasing the arms down, hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, keeping it continuous, diving forward, step the left leg back. Left knee down, hook the thumbs, reach up, arch back. Hands to the ground, let's take it back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Let's bend the knees maybe. Tuck the tailbone, lift the heart. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Start to get expressive with movement. Take the left leg up. Step the left foot forward, right knee down. Hook your thumbs, reach up, arch back. Hands to the ground, step the back foot forward, hang out over your legs. Hands back to Yoga Mudra again, really working into those shoulders, the shoulder blades. Deep breaths. Releasing the arms down, hooking the thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, diving forward. Rising up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, open the heart. Exhale, release. Take the left leg back. Anjaneyasana. Pressing through the feet, take the arms up and overhead. Press through that back heel. Front knee bends at most in line with the ankle. Engage the belly in and up. Breathe. Take the hands into Garudasana Mudra. Take the left arm on top of the right. Again, working into the shoulder blades. This also activates the core. Breathe. Giving that vertical orientation. Unraveling into Warrior Two revolved. Okay, take the right hand to the low back or the back thigh. Reach that left arm up. Keep pressing through the feet. Let's take the left hand to the ground. Take the right arm up. Revolved, extended angle. Open the heart. Take the back knee down. Coming into the low lunge, take a moment to feel into the psoas, into the quadricep. And let's straighten out that front leg. Curl your toes toward your head. Sink into your hamstring. These constant fluid movements. Having a certain amount of trust that you'll just sink where you need to sink. Natarajasana is the manifestation of Shiva that moves with karma, that moves with time, that does this cosmic dance. Let's bend the front knee and take it back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Maybe bend the knees again, just to feel, just to see. Keep the tailbone tucked. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Walking feet to hands, hang out over your legs. Hands back to Yoga Mudra again, good old Yoga Mudra. Deep breaths. Remember, you can bend the knees for support or to go deeper. Releasing the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, rising up halfway. Exhale, release. Bend the knees, take the right leg back, rising up. Anjaneyasana. Press evenly into both feet. Engage the core so you're not dependent on that front thigh. Let's take Eagle Mudra, right arm on top of left. Press through the forearms. Deep breaths. Unraveling the arms into Revolved Warrior Two. Extend through the fingertips. Slide down the back leg. Revolved Exalted Warrior. Right hand to the ground, take the left arm up, coming into the revolved extended angle, the twist. Back knee to the ground, take your hands to the ground for a moment, just breathe into your hips, feeling what's happening, feeling what's opening, feeling where that edge is. And straightening out your front leg, curl your toes towards your head, sink into that hamstring. Deep breaths. Let's bend that front knee. Take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Let's land on the ground. Bend the right knee. Take the right hand to the right foot. Tuck the tailbone under and lift all the limbs off the ground. Left arm, left leg, right leg. Coming into half bow, half shalabhasana. Breathe. See, now lower the limbs to the ground and take the left arm around back. So both hands are grabbing the right foot if you're able. Draw that foot towards your seat in any case. And then release it. Let's go to the other side, grabbing the left foot, keep the left hand lifting up. Reach through everything, breathe, keep that pubic bone pressing into the ground. Relax the shoulders back. Lowering down, take the right hand around and see if you can grab the left foot. Keep the knee in line with the hip. Breathe and releasing it. Let's come back to child's pose for a few breaths. And let's find our way back, downward facing dog. Walking feet to hands, hanging out over your legs. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Tug the right knee into the chest. And let's take the right foot behind us. Grab it with the right hand, keeping the knee in line with the hip. Let's bend the left knee. Take your left hand to the ground. Keep the knee bent if you need. Just stretching into that psoas and working on keeping the hips level to the ground. Deep breaths. Now release that foot to the ground and inhale, climb back up. Let's try it on the other side. Hug that left knee into the chest. And now take the foot behind you. Much like Natarajasana, tuck the tailbone under. And then bending your right knee, ease your right hand to the ground so you can stretch into that hip. And work on keeping the hips level to the ground. This is one of the keys to Natarajasana, not overextending in the elevated hip. Lowering that foot down, sinking into your forward fold. Rising up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, release, and take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Bend those knees. Maybe you're getting a little closer to feet touching head one day. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Let's take the right leg to the sky. Bend the right knee, open up. Look under that right arm. Let's step the right foot forward. Once more, Anjaneyasana. Finding your balance, feeling how things are changing in this pose for you. Take hands together overhead and then bend the elbows and let the hands fall back. So you start to open in the pectoral muscles. Straightening out the front leg. We're going to shorten the stance. Take the hands to the hips, open the heart. Keeping the hips level, let's come into pyramid. Taking your hands to blocks or the ground, sinking into that hamstring. Deep breaths, perhaps walking the fingertips back if you'd like. Deep breaths. These moments where there's stillness for you to feel, stay with that. It's one of the experiences in this constant cycle. It's why it's so important to revere the spaces of non-doing, of the undoing of effort. Keep pressing into that back foot. Let's bend the front knee. Step the back foot away. Windmill up to Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Let's come into Gomukhasana Mudra. Take that right hand to the shoulder blades. Left hand to the right elbow. Or you can try to sneak your hands up towards each other. Try to keep your hips even. Don't pull that left hip too far forward. Press into both feet evenly. And now let's straighten out the front leg. Drawing that right hip in, extend, extend, extend. Coming into Trikonasana. Engage the core. Let your core stabilize you here. Look wherever's comfortable for the neck. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Deep breaths, inhaling up. Exhale, Warrior 2. Windmill your hands to the ground. And come back to Downward Facing Dog. Inhale to Plank, Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale back, Adho Mukha. Deep breaths. Left leg to the sky, bend the left knee, open your hip. Step that foot forward, coming up to Anjaneyasana. Bringing hands together overhead, bend the elbows, let the pectoral muscles open, lift through the heart. Let's shorten the stance, straighten out the front leg. Taking your hands to your hips, work the hips forward and open your heart, sinking into that hamstring, hands to the ground or to blocks. Deep breaths, keeping those hips level. Again, this is a key to the whole dynamic of our peak pose. Pull the front hip back. Press the back hip, in this case the right hip, forward. There might be a lot of intensity there. If you want to, you can take your fingertips to face behind you again. And breathe. Remember to show compassion for where your body is in this moment. Bending that front knee, giving a good stance between your feet again. Windmilling up to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Taking left hand to shoulder blades, right hand either to the left elbow or working its way to the left hand. Engage the core, don't let that front knee collapse. Keep it moving open. Straightening out the front leg. Draw the left hip in. Coming into Trikonasana. Don't depend on that front leg. Engage the core, let the heart roll open. Deep breaths, expansive breaths here. Inhaling up. Exhale, warrior two. Taking hands to the ground, let's take it back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, bending the knees, lifting the feet, open the heart. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Bringing feet to hands again, hang out over your legs. Inhale the arms out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Hugging that right knee in. Let's take the right hand to the right foot from behind. Tuck your tailbone under, take your left arm up. And start to lift that right foot. You can lean forward, but try not to let your torso go beyond where the height of your hip is. Coming into Natarajasana. Extend through the left hand. Keep your hips level. If you need to give a little bend to that left knee, you can. Focus on the hips staying level. Deep breaths. Drawing that right knee back into the chest. Let's bring the foot to the ground. Shake it out. Remember, balance doesn't mean staying still. Hug that left knee in and take the left foot behind you. Reaching the right arm up. Tuck the tailbone, lift the heart, engage the core. Try to keep those hips level. You can bend the standing leg if you need to, if you want to. If it supports you, keeping steadiness, keeping steady awareness. Releasing down, hug that left knee in again. Bringing the foot to the ground, shake it out. Hands to the heart. Find your breath. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, diving forward. Rising up halfway and releasing. Walking, jumping back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank and exhale, lower to the ground. Let's bend both knees now. Keep them in line with your hips. Tuck your tailbone under, pubic bone to the ground. Inhale, lift up. Bow pose. Dhanurasana, breathe. Lift through the heart. Don't let the knees go beyond the hips. Releasing down, hug the feet toward you. Press back, downward facing dog. Taking the right leg to the sky, bend the right knee. And let's bring the right knee forward for pigeon. Take support under your right hip. Let that front leg come to whatever degree is comfortable, but foot should be out from underneath you. Work your hips forward, lift through your heart. And when you're ready, walking it forward, sinking into the hips. You can feel how the left hip moves forward, right? So the left hip on this side is the back hip. We so often encourage you in so many postures to draw the hip forward. Imagine that forward is the ground here. That's the direction you're moving the hip. Deep breaths. If the hips are your intense spot in asana, just have patience with yourself. Don't take it so far that you're miserable. Take it to that space where you can continually relax into it and unfold. And slowly climbing up. Let's bend the back knee, lift the foot up. Keep that right hip on the ground, take support if you need it, coming into mermaid. Stretching into that quad, maybe bringing the foot into the elbow crease of the left arm, maybe interlacing hands overhead. And sending that left leg around, stacking the legs on top of each other for Gomukhasana. If it's too intense, you can extend the right leg out. Take the right arm overhead, left arm up and around, and come forward. And breathe. Feeling into that sciatic nerve. Release the arms when you're ready to go a little deeper. Deep breaths. And climbing up. Let's come onto our knees, hands on the ground in front of us, curl the toes under, and jump back. Party trick from our Mexico videos. Coming forward to plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky, bend the left knee, open it up, look up under the arm. Let's bring that left leg forward for pigeon. Adjusting, hips forward. When you're ready to, coming forward. Now on this side, the right hip is working its way forward, which is to say toward the ground. Nice deep breaths. Allowing yourself some ease. And climbing up, let's grab that back foot. Let's come into our mermaid, maybe holding the foot, maybe bringing the foot into the right elbow crease, maybe interlacing the hands up and overhead. And releasing this, let's take the right leg around for Gomukhasana. Again, you can extend the left leg now if it's too much to have the legs stacked. Left arm up, right arm up and under, coming forward. And breathe. Releasing arms when you're ready to go deeper. Climbing up, let's find our way back. You can take the same method as before and jump back, or find any way back. Downward facing dog. Let's walk the feet to the hands, hanging out over your legs. Let's take Yoga Mudra again, interlace the fingers. Reaching the fist up and over. Releasing the arms down. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's hug that right knee back up into the chest. Grabbing the foot for another Natarajasana. Tuck the tailbone under, lift the left arm up. And rising up. Let the whole movement be a lifting. Lifting through the heart, lifting through the right leg, lifting through the left arm. Keeping the hips level. Tug that right knee in. Come back up to center. Shake the legs out. Not going for perfect, just going for the experience of it. Hug the left knee in. Let's take the left foot behind us. And lift. Let it be an uplifting. Keep the tailbone tucked and engage the core so you're not hyperextending in the low back to lift. If you have a low back discomfort, your tendency is always going to be to lift with the low back. Lift with the core instead. And hugging that left knee in, releasing it down, shaking it out. Hands to the heart. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, release. Finding your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Our delightful balasana. It might feel really nice to take your knees wide apart and sink beneath the knees. Maybe take your hands to prayer position. And breathe. Then when you find these spaces of rest, allow yourself to really dive deep. And coming up, let's come to sit. We're going to bring the right foot into the left thigh. Remember, you can always sit on a blanket or a pillow. Curl the left toes up toward the head. Let's take a lateral stretch down the left leg. We do this posture a lot, mostly because it's one of my favorites. If you've done the other videos, you know it presents itself a lot. I also love it because it's such an expansive posture. We're working into the hips, the groin, the hamstrings, the lateral body, the shoulders. Open up through the heart. Nice deep breaths. Maybe you can take the right hand to the left foot. Maybe you can bring the hands underneath the head, left elbow to the leg or to support. Inhaling up, twisting to the right. Take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Keep that left hip on the ground. Rising up through the heart. Turning to face that left leg. Lift the right arm up and extend forward. Either grabbing the foot, using a strap, or seeing if you can take the right hand to the outside of the left foot and crisscross the left arm on top to the inside of the left foot. Coming into Natarajasana, breathe. Nice deep breaths. Let's slowly come up. Let's switch legs. Extend the right leg out, bringing the left foot in, moving down the leg, coming into the lateral stretch. You get to play with it as you're ready. Each side is a little different. Inhaling up. Let's take the twist to the left, keeping that right hip on the ground, keeping the right foot active. And turning back to center. Turn to face the right leg, stretch the left arm up. Coming into your forward fold, grabbing the outside of the right foot, crisscrossing the arms if you can. Coming into Janushirasana, and breathe. Nice deep breaths. Remember these moments where the movement, where the constant cycle pauses. Soak up the silence. Soak up the stillness. Soak up the effortlessness. Slowly come up, shaking the legs out. Let's find our way down. We're going to come onto our backs. And hugging your right knee in. Let's take the right ankle to the left knee. If you'd like to, you can go a little deeper, draw the legs toward you, and thread your hands to your left leg. Coming into figure 4 on your back. Breathing into those hips that you've opened, that you've stretched, that you've explored. Let's wrap the right leg now around the left for eagle twist. Let your legs fall to the left. Look out to your right hand. You can make the commitment to either keep the right shoulder on the ground and work the legs toward the ground, or keep the legs on the ground and work the right shoulder back toward the floor. In any case, breathing into this twist, wringing out the spine, the torso, the back. Let's go to the other side. Let's lift up and bring the left ankle to the right knee, coming into your hip stretch on the other side. Deep breaths. Let's wrap the left leg around the right and come into the twist on the other side. Again, making the commitment to either have the shoulder root or to have the legs stay grounded. And breathe. Lifting the knees, unraveling the legs. Hug your knees in. Rock yourself up for a moment. We're going to explore half hero just for a moment. Draw the left leg back, right leg extends. Left knee in line with left hip. You might stay upright just to feel into that quad. You may come onto the forearms. You may be able to relax the back down. Just a few breaths to feel. Don't let that left knee come up. Climb up from this side. Take your time. Support the knee as you extend the leg and just feel in that little bit of time what's changed. Take that right leg around, knee in line with hip. Each side's a little different. Some sides are far tighter. Try to keep that knee on the ground. Breathe. And climbing up. Take your time. Stretch the legs out. Shake them out. And let's ease into our beloved Shavasana. Take time to make sure that you're comfortable, that you're supported. Finding your way to the ground. And settling into your breath. Settling to the floor. Allow the ground to support you. You may have found with the balancing throughout this class, the ground sometimes, we have a difficult relationship with it. we hold on too tight, we grasp. Allow yourself to have a relationship to the ground now where you can just be effortless, where it holds you and you allow it to. And come into a relationship with your breath. Our peak pose that we did so many times today is Natarajasana. This manifestation of Shiva in this cycle of everything, of destruction and rebirth, of the inhale and the exhale. Feel this and feel that you can trust it. You don't have to grasp a hold of the breath. You can allow your body to be breathed. Allow for there to be a trust in the inherent cycle of your breath. And allow yourself to become a witness to it. An open-hearted, ever-expanding witness to the cycle of your breath. And when you find the thought comes in to distract, allow yourself to soften back into the moment. Let it be an effortless movement. And just, it's part of the cycle. There's no struggle. You got caught up in thought, you come back to the part of the cycle where you are present. Let's feel 10 more deep breaths here. And slowly start to move hands and feet. Stretching your arms overhead and stretch your legs away. And roll to the right side, hugging your knees into your chest and pausing in the fetal position. And as you're ready to, slowly pressing yourself up to sit. Coming up to a comfortable seat, just as we took in the beginning. Feeling the ground beneath you, feeling the sky above. Taking 3 more deep breaths to solidify the end of your practice. Bringing hands to heart. Om Shanti.